as they are so small, so they cannot be seen by our naked eyes. We can also define the microbes. Microbes or microorganisms are tiny organisms which are so small that we cannot see them with an unaided eye. Some microorganisms can be seen with the help of a magnifying glass, such as fungus that grows on bread, while some can only be seen when we use a microscope, such as bacteria and protozoa. Microorganisms were first observed by Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Microorganisms: organisms which are too small to be seen by the naked eye, especially a single-celled organism, is called microorganisms or microbes. Microorganisms are classified into four major groups: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and some algae. Apart from the four major groups, there is another group which is known as virus. Viruses are also microscopic. They reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant, or animal. Now, the question is, where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms may be single-celled, that may be bacteria, some algae, and protozoa, or it may be multicellular like algae and fungi. They can survive under all type of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshlands. They are also found inside the bodies of other organisms, including humans. Growth of some microorganisms depends on other organisms, while other organisms exist freely. Microorganisms like amoeba can live alone, while fungi and bacteria may live in colonies. Bacteria: these are single-celled organisms with a rigid cell wall. They can only be seen under a microscope, which can enlarge images from 100 to 1000 times. Bacteria, based on their shapes and their examples: Vibrio chlori, E. coli, and Salmonella, Staphylococcus, and Streptococcus, Treponema, and Borrelia. Now we come to the next group of microorganisms, which is fungi. These are non-green plants and hence cannot make their own food. They either live as parasites. They derive the nutrition from host organisms. For example, Pashinia, which causes wheat leaf rust, or grow on the organic matter, such as bread mold. Fungi like mushrooms, molds, mildews, and ears are eukaryotic. It means that they have a true nucleus. Algae: these are simple plant-like organisms which are usually aquatic in nature. They contain a cell wall and chlorophyll and can make their own food by photosynthesis. Algae can be unicellular or multicellular. Some of the common examples are diatoms, Chlamydomonas, and seaweed. Protozoa: protozoa are unicellular organisms. Some of them live independently while others live as parasites. Many of the parasitic protozoans cause diseases in plants, domestic animals, and human beings. Examples of some protozoans are amoeba, plasmodium, and Paramecium. Now, the next question is, how are viruses different from other microbes? Viruses are microscopic organisms, but they are different from other microbes because they reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism, which can be a plant, animal, or a bacterium. Viruses are much smaller than bacteria and come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes. A complete virus particle is known as virion. Virion consists of a nucleic acid surrounded by capsid. Capsid is a protective coat made of protein. The subunits of this protein called capsomeres. Viruses can be seen only by an electron microscope as they are ultra microscopic in size. Outside the body of a living organism, they do not show any reaction and hence can be crystallized and stored like non-living things. As we all know that all microorganisms are not harmful. Some of the microorganisms are beneficial to us while others are harmful and they cause diseases. So first of all, we will know about the beneficial microorganism, or we can also we will study about the usage of microorganisms. The microorganisms are used in the preparation of curd, bread, and cake. They are also used for the production of alcohol, wine, and acetic acid. Then, preparation of medicines and vaccines. Microbes are very helpful for cleaning up the environment and it also helps in the increasing soil fertility. Now the question is, how is curd formed? A bacterium called lactobacillus that multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. This way we can say that microbes are very helpful. Now we come to the harmful effects of microbes. The harmful microbes, which are also known as pathogens, they cause diseases in plants, animals, and human beings. As they are harmful microbes, so they spoil our food and they cause food poisoning. Now the question is, who discovered penicillin and when? Alexander Fleming in 1929. How are bacteria useful to us? Bacteria are very helpful to us as it decomposes organic wastes such as vegetable peels, animal remains, and feces, etc. Bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicines like antibiotics. There are so many antibiotics are there like streptomycin, tetracycline. It increases the soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. It is used in the setting of curd and making cheese, pickles and other food items. Now, how is yeast useful to us? Yeast is used in the baking industry to make bread, pastries and cakes because it helps in fermentation. It reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the carbon dioxide gas it produces fill the spaces in the duct and increases its volume. Yeast is also used in the commercial production of alcohol and wine, which is done by growing yeast on natural sugars present in fruit juices and grains like rice, wheat and barley. Now the question is, what is fermentation? This is the process by which the yeast converts sugar into alcohol. It was discovered by Louis Pasteur in 1857. Now we come to the antibiotics. What are antibiotics and what are their uses? Antibiotics are medicines that can kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. For example, penicillin. Antibiotics are used to cure a variety of diseases such as streptomycin, erythromycin, and tetracycline that are made from bacteria and fungi. These are the antibiotics which are very helpful for curing a variety of diseases. Antibiotics are also used for curing microbial infection, especially in animals, by mixing antibiotics with the feed of livestock and poultry. And it also controls the several plant diseases. Now, what precautions should be followed while taking antibiotics and why? Antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of the doctor, and one must complete the course the doctor prescribes. Antibiotics taken in wrong doses may make the body resistant to the drug and it may be effective in the future. Moreover, antibiotics may also kill the beneficial bacteria in the body. Thanks for watching.